Hello, fellow faithful. It is your boy Bulldog here, the world's greatest silver analyst. I'm back for Game 3 of the LCS lock-in. CLG's Game 3 for the LCS lock-in. We are currently 0-2, looking like ass, and 100 Thieves is looking like the strongest team in the tournament. So, this should be a fun one. I got a nice cold Diet Dr. Pepper, and let's get right into it. So, yeah, Galio, Twisted Fate, those have been two very strong performers moving around the map globally. Pantheon, Olaf, those are pretty standard bans. Nidalee, yep. So, I don't dislike any of these. So, the Akali ban, I would have left Akali up against us. We showed that we have no idea how to use it. We should grab Talia or Samira here. Okay, Talia. Good. Now, can Griffin play it? Who knows? Yeah, smart of them to lock in the Renekton as response. And some days really good. Well, I hope that they should lock it in here. And luckily, you guys will have the option of listening to me, my sultry voice on this cast rather than the Prophet Crumbs, as the kids call him.
Change things up. We see what champions like Nautilus can do for Joey. Hard engage in the support role can help all.
I mean, I would grab Samira here if I were 100 Thieves, or Kaisa. So, Samira would be really good here.
That was his only jungler so far of the tournament. Renekton, Kaisa as the 6 bans. Just to recap, were TF Galio,
seems to be going like pretty slow.
And Olaf. So CLG, what do you have here to pair with this Talia? Because you cannot pick the Renekton that you would have probably liked to have. That is a nasty lane already.
Okay, I do like the Jhin.
Kaisa, two of the highest win rate, highest priority champions thus far on 10-11. Globally, these two champions have really high priority.
I like the Jhin quite a bit.
The Talia. Griffin must be a really impressive Talia here to make this kind of move here. And the combination that they go with solo, I think, is going to be really telling. Maybe they prioritize his Poe Belter, but what I'm looking for is physical damage in another lane.
Nar is pretty good.
The Talia Renekton physical damage,
it does pretty well into the Renekton lane.
Can absolutely obliterate this one. The point and click Renekton combination is just way too nasty. You really don't get to deal with it if they pair with an AP jungler. They do every single time.
The Blitzcrank would be a weird pick here, but it would take advantage of the really immobile Jhin. But the Lilia would be a smarter pick by them. It's just a power pick. And opens up a Lucian or a Yone mid lane for them. Yep. Okay, so they're probably gonna ban two hard engage supports. We could choke the support pool. I think it's more likely. Oh my gosh! Look, right there. There's the mouse. And I probably just made that super trippy because if you're watching this on YouTube, you saw the YouTube bar pop up. Syndra, yeah, we're gonna choke out the mid lane pool even further, even though Demonte plays a shit ton. So,
it really is so much more rare to pull off. I don't think it's something you can draft. Yeah, this is how we're gonna win the fight. We'll look to set these up. The angles are so difficult. I'm trying to read into these bans 100 Thieves are throwing out, and my guess right away with the Leona and Alistar is that they're trying to take away that Nautilus. Already Joey had a great showing of it, and the combination with Kaisa can actually be really nasty to pick on somebody like a Jhin to get into the backline. It's been the more popular combination with Kaisa before she got popular in 2021, but I still think that this.
I'm not sure. I think Morgana would be a good combo with Jhin. Here, it's just one of those staple combos, and if they pick a hard engager like a Nautilus or a Thresh. That can be a really, really good combo, or a really good counter. They're going with the support set. Kind of a Huhi classic.
If that's something CLG want to pick for themselves.
The Rel. I have no idea how good the champion is. I don't know her kit well enough. The Thresh would also be very good. I like the Thresh here. Then we could grab the Orianna. Orianna is just a very safe, stable mid laner. Victor is also very good. Kind of that same safe, stable. He's more DPS oriented rather than, you know, popping kids with the ulti and kind of dumping your whole load at once. He requires getting a couple of different spell cycles. The Rel could be good. The Orianna, pretty instant lock-in. So I think we probably got out-drafted just because Talia, Lilia are kind of in that same tier. Renekton's a tier above Gnar.
I did see Smoothie look at Thresh, that might have been a little bit more proactive.
Yeah, and then everyone else is kind of in the same tier. But Kai'Sa might be a tier higher than Jen. So, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward here to the start of the game, because there isn't too much for me to talk about. We're performing poorly. We're probably gonna get shit stomped. I normally like to remain positive, but we just gotta wait on the visas.
Sometimes a little bit earlier, whose ultimate is similarly impactful if you find the right target.
Hopefully we can see some good play out of the bot side of the map.
Cleanse there for Turtle's going to have to try and keep himself safe, which I do respect.
But I have very low expectations from Griffin, especially on a more carry-oriented champion.
The strength of
Solo
being
is
able to stay together,
like,
not only as a four-man squad, but
he's absolutely whatever. I'll be interested to see like what the Rel can do for us. I've watched a little bit of it. It's kind of that more hard engage style.
I think that this team is a good example for us to see what the pressure of a single lane can affect others. We've heard from Someday that, you know, if you're doing amazingly,
but that bot lane scares me.
Enough for you to want to push that advantage as hard as you can if the bot lane is suffering. So we don't even know what Someday is capable of, because he hasn't paired with a bottom lane that's been as dominant and FBI as Huhi. So the fact that there's still more to see from Someday because they're now paired with a bottom lane that is doing this much,
I expect this mid lane to be
for one of the best
very neutral.
Monte and Pobelt are doing battle there, but
yeah, Pobelter. Like, Victor will win that out if he gets a Q off.
Too much damage as both top lane is actually leashed for the jungle as well. They both
that's a nice bounce. Ooh, couldn't get the force shot off, otherwise it would have been a really nice trade.
Huhi and FBI, as expected, are already getting things involved as early as possible. It doesn't really
yep, they got level 2 first. Like, pretty smart by Smoothie to take a step away. I mean, if Solo can not get stomped, that's what I would consider a good thing. I know Mega Gnar has gotten buffed a crap ton, so Someday backing off. When that rage bar is building up, Pobelter seems to be kind of winning out trades. He's got a couple hundred health advantage, which is nice. Turtle starting boots, which I guess that's the meta thing on Jhin.
Gets a better end of the Renekton matchup that they wanted from this Gnar. Having no jungle interaction on the flip side for the top lane makes it so that Solo has a great time up.
So Griffin's down here to potentially respond, and he's a level up.
They're going for this dive. Griffin is actually busy clearing out the Krogs, and they'll know that now. He's recalling, which they don't know. But Closer was potentially in the area. I think maybe
they were looking for a dive, but they used who he's W already, which is one of their primary dive tools because it can allow him to tank an extra turret shot. So once they used that, they were just kind of boned. Ooh, that was a good dodge by FBI.
He's going to go back in again. Nice stun though for Smoothie. Buffers that E through and then bounces out of there.
And basically, with how Set's passive works, he has so much health regeneration that he can just take any trade, and it's like he constantly has a potion popped. It's absurd. So Bulldog not sitting in a great spot here because oh no, he has a biscuit, so he can get some mana back.
Starting top and then looking at the Gnarlin
and Griffin keeping pretty close. Smoothie just getting engaged on. This could be very, very bad.
There is no help for the CLG 2v2. They're just going to try to deny this. He lands, closes in. Burn damage not enough. There's the Eep and there's first blood. But Closer puts up the white flag as Turtle. Also still in trouble here. Who he's going to try and get the wave pushed in.
There's no help coming.
He lands in. Closer going to tank the tower. FBI going to start things off. He's tanking tower aggro now. That has to flash away. Does use the heal, but who he wins W.
Get one return? Oh my god, he didn't hit him.
But that's all worth it in the end. That's 2 kills down for the 100 D's bottom lane.
Yep.
Huge play there out of the bottom lane. That execute is a
really well done by
it's not like CLG
that bot lane.
The Talia wasn't even counter jungling during that time. She's just clearing her own camps. And this engage right here, the key thing was flashing away from the W from Kai'Sa. That would have been a lot of damage right there. Might have been able to even proc that passive with a few more autos. And then here, I mean, I think Smoothie's best course of action is
Smoothie should have just dipped.
They dive to Jhin. I think CLG has to try to outplay it there and say, all right, dive the Jhin, and when you commit to tower diving him, Rel will try to re-engage and crowd control somebody under the turret, because the Jhin still had flash and cleanse. So
he died before the W went off, or he would have gotten the kill. But bot lane's pretty fucked. Top lane's doing well, mid lane's even. I mean, they're both pretty much even.
On top of that, like, yes, knowing where Talia was and setting her up nicely. Also, both solo laners kept perfect track.
Pobelter will have a little bit of an advantage in trades for the time being. He has the extra movement speed. He has an extra amp tone. Well, like the wave is in a good spot to potentially take a fight, but wait, Demonte had 6. Wow. No, this is really well done by 100 Thieves. Proactive plays.
But only 1 kill this time for 100 Thieves.
Take advantage of an immobile champion. Like, really well done.
They set up a ward behind you on the bounce back and then TP on your ass and kill you right away. It's a great
this
of the advantage they found into the bottom lane, and this is them knowing how
this is just mostly jungler difference.
Global objective. It's a huge move out of them. That's
Wiggly is strictly, or Griffin is strictly PvE.
This is really impressive stuff out of this roster, and I think the fact that we're so early on into the tournament is what makes it so impressive. Middle of this play, we're looking at
Turtle's dead.
You see them kind of being
maybe
expected, but
nope. Okay, not quite.
Second game,
but he does have a lot of the gold, so that's kind of the one saving grace.
Yeah, and again, someday just up in the top.
It's
side,
not like while the bot lane is down 2 kills, it is the Set that has gotten both the kills.
But Smoothie gonna dash out, does get the interrupt there onto Set, so no more chase down for 100 Thieves. But I mean, Total can't do anything.
But I mean, Set does well with gold on him, more than most other supports. Like I would say our hope would be to get the Victor to scale and really be able to carry, but the Kai'Sa can scale just as well, so it doesn't make that much of a difference.
On the flip side, though, it's not like the solo lanes are having a bad time on the side of CLG. They actually were able to get something from Demonte's move into the bot set, and Solo has continued.
We weren't able to get anything from it. We got a wave.
This matchup in the solo lane, but he's 1v1ing, just ulting to get him out. And
get that quick reset. They haven't based yet. It's 8 minutes in and top laners have yet to recall.
That's a good point, actually.
I guess Solo is doing pretty well in the 1v1.
For completing their first base. Someday wants back in because Mini now is a very promising looking target, but also the Rift Herald's being started by 100 Thieves, so extending.
Yeah, we don't have pressure. We have absolutely nothing we can really do about that Rift Herald.
Is worth more than this base that he doesn't want to get off, but Solo's not going to kill him anymore. He's already burnt everything.
So yeah, that's a good response, stealing the blue away. Like that's about as good of a response as you can have.
That was the first time they used their potions as well. They hadn't even been trading enough to use potions in this matchup. So that's what happens when you know when.
So it gives you a small advantage, but oh, this is a nice little setup.
But there is a teleport from Someday, so
and it got spotted out immediately.
From 100 Thieves, if they even dared to think about picking on this bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, closest possible down here as well, right? Like FBI was playing very respectful back towards the tier 2. Like he knows.
Not anything great for us.
Saw the blue invade, he scouted it with his W's. Now back with his support in the jungle.
But that was at least a decent response to the Rift Herald take.
Just take the wave back and keep pushing. Yes,
holy cow, those are huge buys top lane. And Pobelter's in like a really good spot.
Quieter than maybe their opening game of this tournament.
So far,
how did he miss that ward? That's impressive that he managed to never step into that bush. And Pobelter's farming his ass off. And he should hit that. It should be a Luden spike pretty early.
Or a teleport move down there and continue to get attention into FBI's lane is I think what they'll look to do. The secondary move that is usually very common but doesn't actually net you a big advantage. It's just popping it in the mid lane, buy some time before the dragon. It's just really hard to go wrong with it as long as the supports are missing. And if Closer goes for it, well, you can't blame him because you'll just be putting gold in the Montes pocket, and an Orianna that gets fed is always a win condition.
Big wave here up for Solo, being pushed into the tower, but no jungler presence, no mid laner.
I mean, no jungler presence. That's how you can describe this tournament for us. It's like Colin Cowherd's 3-word game. Describe the team, no jungler presence. Like, Talia can put down good pressure early on, but it just hasn't.
Does put him to sleep now, but that's the real target they wanted. Wild Turtle, see you later. Had cleanse and flash and didn't get to use it.
This is key jungle difference. How is the gold so close?
That's one of the reasons he's so powerful.
What?
Able to lock down a single target very effectively. He's in the top side, but he's a wave late. I feel like Someday getting aggressive, going to get thrown into the wall, but he dodges out of the upcoming wall.
Oh, wow.
The knock up there as well. Someday
just
gonna get out of there.
whiffed it.
Griffin finally shows his face in the top side of the map, and Someday again,
I mean, Griffin just finally showed his face.
Probel's also potentially roaming up here, but Somebody's going to try and fight for some of these Krugs here. Solo continuing to want to find pressure, does get plates. But
yep, we lose that tower. Like, bot lane is just getting shit stomped. I find it weird that teams are attacking our bottom lane. Like, they view that as the weak point for us, not the top lane.
How this Renekton was going to play in Someday's hand when it's 100 Thieves, because we know that Someday was always okay with being weak side, and he's just gonna get taken out.
Oh, what a stun! I think there might be enough. Solo's gonna have to jump out of there. He is gonna get killed. Someday finds the trade.
The 1-for-1 trade.
Despite all that pressure.
Like,
a big outplay. I thought he was
oh my god, we give up a free dragon. Like, this is just sad.
Onto Solo, who still had armor on him, but
it at least stops the perfect game.
Someday now gets met with FBI and who he when you have a
now
you're always torn with, well, who is the jungler gonna be focusing on when you have to go with top and bottom? You really
I would say it's on Griffin to carry, but nah, there's not a chance. Bullbelter is setting himself up like well to be really strong if we don't hemorrhage out a bunch more just golden objectives, then Bullbelter has a chance to really be strong. Oh, Solo! Okay. See that little wiggle sidestep? He thought he was dropping tower aggro, but he didn't drop it, and so it cost him his death. He could have just walked out.
While being on that side that doesn't get all the attention.
Just so well played. You know that the Drake meme where it's like, you know, something no and then something else yes? I feel like it's strong side, weak side someday, but both are yes, right? It's just like, no matter what tools you give him to play the game, whether you play to his lane or just leave him alone and force him to play with the enemy top laner and jungler for, you know, 15 minutes in a game while you're playing the bot lane, someday can just do it all, which I think is the thing that's so exciting.
The gold lead isn't that bad because we have farm advantages everywhere except support.
And we, you know, we've asked,
and a lot of, like, pretty much all the gold advantage that 100 Thieves has is on Huhi.
Such a versatile play in a team that already had such a well-defined play style.
So there still is hope in this. And we just wait. Why did Pobelter go Leandries?
This whole early game and doing just fine. And you know that if they need to do the opposite and stop,
I guess they do have two fairly beefy boys, but
so it's just so
I think Luden's would be better.
Very diverse, but also very clean in how they execute, at least from what we've seen so far.
And that's part of what I enjoy about Someday the most. That he'll do
because you can burst the Lilia and the Kaisa much harder.
Can play weak and strong side, but he'll do both.
Wow,
like,
that is very aggressive.
He's trying his hardest.
Yeah, Huhi just dies. No, that was really dumb by them. Oh, nice snipe. Oh, that could set up another kill here. Yeah. Oh my god. Griffin. That was like really poorly played by Griffin, like in terms of hitting his skill shots, but it ended up real well. Like that was just 100 Thieves being over aggressive and CLG responding well. That puts us in the gold lead.
That is a huge deal. This Talia getting fed. I mean, this is the considered.
He just used his ult to secure.
This is not
fucking scuttle.
Oh, okay, not a big deal. It's a
He didn't even hit Someday with it.
Carry a game here, and 100 Thieves.
But holy crap, the solo is like really far ahead. Wiggly's or Griffin's like really strong. But this is just over aggressive. You like see when they initially set it up. Right now they have the advantage because they have 3v2. But the victor has just been freed to roam. Right now they should be backing off because the numbers advantage is no longer there. And you already dumped some of your stuff. Well, CLG has everything, and the strongest two members are getting involved in the fight. They have level difference here. You didn't really catch them by surprise. You're walking into their territory. They have a Jhin who is available long range. Like them continuing to walk forward there was their mistake. If they would have just walked out right then, they wouldn't have lost anyone. So that's good response by CLG, and Turtle hitting those shots perfectly. Oh, I guess that wasn't as bad by Wiggly because FBI used his ult to dash out of the way. Okay, I thought he just aimed very, very poorly.
Before you know it, they can't even engage anymore because their engage gets instantly popped. So Huhi has a few more lives in him before he's not going to be able to even look for a fight without trading his life.
Alright, well, Dragon's coming up.
But Pobelter is just farming up a storm. He wasn't actually involved in any of those kills. But it's on Griffin, for the most part, to carry this one.
Pretty well equipped. In fact, CLG are up in gold as they enter the next possible team fight around this objective, and they're going to pop the Rift Herald.
And, you know, opening up the map by getting a tower here would be big. I don't know if we'll quite get the tower, but we at least get the charge damage and get it close. Yeah, we can't walk into the ball. We don't quite get it, but It's close. It gets us some pressure. We can make a play on the dragon. So Solo just nard out. Both top laners have TP.
So he just got out of Mega and has teleport. So
yeah, we're gonna take the tower, and well, Solo can get back into Meganar here, and with the red buff, so we got the tower. We can. That gives us the freedom to roam down here. Okay, that's Demonte's TP. Oh, walking down from Solo is really good here because it forces out someday. Oh my God, Griffin, you're so bad. Wow, that was just horribly done. Holy crap. You got given a free kill? Oh my God, Griffin. Oh my God. So okay. Let's go back into this. There's the TP. If you hit the knockup, he's already dead. Then you instantly turn on the dragon with numbers. Now, 3 people just walk right over the Orianna ball, including 2 squishies. That's never gonna go well. And who he didn't grab the right person. Maybe Griffin's stopwatch was really good, but who he grabbing Smoothie there saved the fight. Then Smoothie gets the knock-up. Pobelter's able to combo into it, get some damage down, and Griffin just offs himself, and it turns into not necessarily a disaster, like it should have been. It actually should have been a huge advantage for us.
Routing each other, so despite that shockwave being huge, there's not a lot of follow-up coming in from
because that should have just been hit right there. That should have just comboed right into his death.
They have some time with the shockwave hitting, but then it's just the Rel. She's buying so much time for the rest of the squad to come through, and her death really
yeah, and Demonte was so close to death.
He could have had this
like there was a lot that could have gone better. But we're not just rolling over, which is I would have expected us to have probably lost part of our base at this point. So we're putting up a fight. Part of that has been multiple mistakes from Huhi.
The Dragons certainly have gone away with 100 Thieves. That last team fight also belonging to them. I wonder if Huhi.
But Smoothie has, like, once we've gotten out of laning phase, he's been doing well. And Solo has been fighting pretty well. Oh, that's a really good snare.
And somebody's going to be forced out.
Yeah, the second the rage bar instantly got depleted, Renekton was like, yep, I can go in, I can pop you right now. So Jhin coming in to help the day with a deadly flourish.
So
scares the
Turtle's in a good spot. He's like, we have so much farm. What, like, normally we're behind in farm. This is a very pleasant surprise. Oh, that stun actually caused the miss. But wait, he has flash. I don't think he gets out either way, but he gives the gold over to Huhi. Which,
how can they do that? How can they send 3 people, especially the 2 that are most responsible for vision, with the jungler and support, to the bottom lane with a jungler with no pastry, with a top laner that has teleport? CLG had 3 members in the top side, Jhin taking red buff, and they're not pressuring a Baron opportunity. I know it's only 20 minutes in, but this is a game where you can take Barons very quickly now in League of Legends. So I think this was where
we didn't.
Saw that they could take something, but CLG definitely did not respond.
It wasn't on our mind, and we don't take Barons all too fast, and it could have been countered pretty easily. Because just DeMonte walking up and throwing the ball in the pit, that's enough to dissuade it. So taking Baron wouldn't have been too much. Yeah. And, well, Closer just dropped his ulti, which is pretty big.
Smoothie not going to get himself caught in a brush. And 100 Thieves going to reset as they look to repush these waves and set up for the next objective again.
And Pobelter is very strong.
100 Thieves should still think about the fight. Winning the fight here,
He doesn't have teleport up. This is not good positioning. But Solo really turning it around. Like, we kind of got caught out, but we used the global, or the semi-global of Talia effectively, and it really turned it around for us. And that frees up Pobelter to just go to town on the tower. We get to go to town on this tower. This is a kind of bizarre turn of events that we're doing so well, and I'm happy to see it. So, having, like, looking this different after, you know, a poor performance, not just consistently performing poorly, is kind of what we like to see. This is improvement. This is something, like, pretty nice.
Looked like CLG were about to walk into a shockwave, but they find the pick instead.
Yeah.
It's a sick combination right there, right? Those two locking in the Orianna in the middle, and it's the ward in the middle of the lane.
That wall was real good.
Needs to be very careful about to clear out.
Okay, Solo's TPing in.
What angle she can come in and go for the Weaver's wall.
Okay, yeah, we have to fight over this. The Renekton is coming from the side. Need to be cognizant of that. They are. Who he? I don't know if that's. Yeah, we just lost several people. We still have to contest for this.
Should be a one dragon fight here, but call out of Jin is going to try and poke one down. Someday looking
that's one dead.
And now Asleep is the minion now here, but
yeah, that's the one sleepy, but
between them, and despite those two very clean picks, CLG find one back, and 100 Thieves might not be able to get this dragon now, but who he again looking back in over the wall with the Hex Flash.
Wild Turtle is so scary right now. These 4 shots on Jin on low health targets.
Oh my gosh, do we actually get the dragon and we get a kill? What? And we instantly die. Okay, this could be a huge cleanup for Pobelter. This is big.
Is gonna run down the Kai'Sa alongside Solo. DeMonte gonna get over to
Smoothie, if you can stop the back, if you can. Oh, yeah. And you just get to oh no, you didn't hand it over to Pobelter.
In that whole thing, 100 Thieves didn't even get the dragon. It actually went over to CLG. So that's
yeah, Baron could be on the table here. We killed their jungler. But okay, no, our jungler's dead. But we can really start prepping for it.
Now the Ocean Soul win condition really a lot less likely now.
And our fights are looking a whole lot cleaner.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of damage.
We are
Snar, that percentage HP. Talia might be able to make it if she uses ultimate to get into the mix. And Closer does not have his flash, so he won't be able to flash for a steal.
So our TP though is someday gonna TP into.
Okay, forced out the TP. That's good. It doesn't give us a TP advantage, but it evens it out. It negates their TP advantage, which is nice. Yeah.
First fight that we ever see with Someday as well. So the fact that he actually pops the sweeper, hides vision, and instantly goes onto the victory.
Yeah, Pobelter. We were like weirdly split to start that.
But we learned that the rest of the team still has a lot of damage there.
But we're not reliant solely on Pobelter for damage. Turtle is strong, and he has been hitting the Jin ult shots extremely well.
weaving cooldowns in and out. And I was so surprised at the end here at the quickness with which FBI deletes Wild Turtle. I did not think it was going to be that fast. Look at that. Bam.
Kaisa does so much damage.
Yeah, a little bit of help from Ariana as well, but FBI continuing to impress, so aggressive, so assertive in these plays, but
like, Kaisa does a ton of damage, and like he perfectly comboed it, and he Hail of Blade autoed like 3 times, Q'd, and then used his Gale Force dash. Ooh, that's catch on Huhi. Good job. Good use of the wall.
Yeah, that is him going down, but the rest of the 100 Thieves lineup can take a 45.
So why did we
do a Baron here? So 100 Thieves have to be very careful.
So yesterday, when we had the option to ban the Akali or the Talia, I'm not sure why we banned the Talia. We could have just played it.
He goes down since CLG is really doing nothing with that pick. In fact, this is a very counter-logic move, Pastry, because you just got a pick and now you've lost the mid-tier 1. So
yeah, we did nothing with that pick, but we do have a gold lead. It's a minute 45 till Dragon.
Heavily pushing this as Solo was dealing with that. 100 Thieves know that the Baron was extremely unlikely to be aggressed on at that particular juncture, and who he comes back to life. You know, maybe a bad story about what happened there, but we did say,
so
you know, not sure
we
how
should
much
be
value is
like
gonna be
clearing
able
out
to
vision
like
for Baron,
RL,
setting it up.
Situation. They've actually been really coordinated with this set of champions, so I'm very impressed with how they're using the Talia wall to cordon off sections and you know, start skirmishes or engages. And Royal is just like jumping on people, almost like, you know, early release Rakan in some ways, making FBI's life very troublesome. Who he thankfully able to protect.
That's very dangerous pathing there, Solo.
If they kill this Kaisa, very challenging for 100 Thieves to win a team fight.
Talia is very exciting for junglers to play because
holy cow, Pobelter will do so much damage.
You have to put your body on the line to get that fight, but Talia allows you to get the fight with the shot.
They don't have vision
They're
here.
rushing this Baron. Can 100 Thieves do something about it?
Does Closer have flash? Closer does have flash, so I would assume that we're gonna lose. Oh, okay. Griffin still missed the smite, but Pobelter got it. So 1 for 1. We get the Baron. That's good. They're rushing Dragon here. So we don't have much, and yeah, that brush is so terrifying. Holy cow. Oh, yeah, that's really well done by Huhi.
Can't make it in time to try and save his buddy. Huhi does take a decent amount of damage going through that engage, but 100 Thieves at least are going to make it an unfair fight as Closer is out on
but they did
the
use a couple of ultis there.
Does get the cleanse out of Wild Turtle. Now Solo out of position. Huhi found the grab through the crunch. But Solo not going to be felled just yet.
Well, remember when I was complimenting Turtle and hitting his shots?
Over to Griffin,
kind of take it back. Ooh! Let's go! Holy cow! And that should be another kill from Turtle. Wow, we just basically wiped them. We're getting the Dragon. What the hell?
This is what we wanted to see. That patience. They know that 100 Thieves is bluffing. There's no jungler here. You can't start the Dragon without the jungler knowing the enemy jungler is nearby with smite.
And we still have a Baron buff? What? What is happening here? I can't explain this. This is not the same team I saw yesterday.
So strong at this point. Continuing to put
neither one of these teams are the same team I saw yesterday. I'm so confused.
Right away twice. They jump him immediately and take him out instantly, but Talia's damage is still comparable to what Victor is dealing now, and Jhin gets to be really far back, and once the initial initiation tools go out from 100 Thieves, they can never reach him.
Oh no, Turtle. That's more like the team I saw yesterday. Pobelter can get some damage down, but at least traded one back, but man, Turtle just being too far forward. And
he just walked up to them, got hit by Kaisa, and instantly goes down. It takes so much to take down these carries. Who he has to sacrifice his flash, get in there every time, but nope, just walking in.
Yeah, this is.
You can never count that one. You can never count
What really happened here?
This is some old school Kaiser, it feels like. Yeah, FBI is just doing the solo.
Wow.
She dashed in and then ulted in and just killed him. It was that easy.
Demonte helped, but mostly FBI did that. It's somebody with a great flank here as well.
And Demonte with the huge ulti.
We know that there is a ton of damage on the side of 100 Thieves. I think if they have the confidence to know that they can be the ones to initiate very quickly, that they'll be able to get these fights. That's already been twice we've seen how quickly
they burst really hard.
Do that, get an engage against Turtle.
But we do better in sustained fights than they do.
2 seconds is all they need. That's too much time almost to eliminate the CLG's members.
This game's still going. You know, Soul is still,
and we still have a lead somehow.
45. Gold lead's pretty negligible. CLG actually
Like, we'll have to see how it. We didn't like use the Baron buff to our advantage at all, but we'll have to see how this goes.
Especially without, again, their intended starting roster and how good 100 Thieves looked yesterday to kick off their lock-in. There's a much more competitive.
I mean, if we want to make it to group stage, like,
figuring stuff out very quickly,
pulling off a kind of upset win like this is pretty important.
Like, I think 100 Thieves are still showing.
Yeah, I mean, if we do pull off the win.
But as the game gets later, CLG knows that they're still in it. Certainly, this game could go to any team at this point.
This is more of what I wanted to see out of CLG. I think no matter what, that first game was just a ginormous underperformance. You have so many veterans on this CLG squad. You're almost hard-pressed not to make it to a stage in the game where you're actually making macro decisions as a team. And I think this is what we wanted to see out of guys like Pobelter, Wild Turtle, Smoothie, and even Solo to an extent, despite his LCS career kind of been peppered on and off teams. They've been around for a long time, so these players have been in a lot of different scenarios that they should not feel nervous or pressured into.
Well, we'll see what happens in a minute 30.
I mean, FBI is so terrifyingly powerful right now.
The 2 big 2021 80 carries, but who again going to try and make it happen? There's Griffin going to get just absolutely deleted by FBI.
And who he is just absolutely wrecking our port positioning. He's punishing every last mistake.
They find is Huhi getting someone either
in,
hex flashing in,
who he happens to be pretty good at this League of Legends game.
So many crucial champion picks that now without Talia, she's gonna be late for the fight.
Yeah, we almost have to give up Baron and rush down Dragon if we can, but they can pretty much just rush the Baron.
Sleeps from the side, will get CLG killed. They don't have a jungler right now. They should not be trying to test the waters, but they do.
Yeah, Belt's gonna be put to sleep, but no one can really chase it.
Except FBI can chase it.
He's gonna pick up the last hit, but the ulti's not bad. Smoothie though gonna get crushed. Turtle does pick up someday, but now Solo's gonna save the day. The ulti's good on FBI, but the shields are there for them.
Is that gonna be enough? Holy cow! Solo coming in big.
Able to take down FBI. Standoff here. Turtle just waiting. Gonna fire the last
that almost got Huhi, but that puts Dragon as a possibility. I think the 2 could just rush it. There's no vision. Just go for it. You can get it.
For Talia and Jin to go for this one. Jin has so much.
Jin can just pop it instantly. Wow, that was
and now they
good.
Are also on the Ocean Soul, but one that is way more powerful on that one. I thought this was so risky to continue to dance with 100 Thieves here, but they commit to going on to Pobelter, which is what they've been doing so much, eliminating Victor right
That was so good by Smoothie to buy time for Turtle to start hitting.
Actually bought so much time right in front of Jin,
and then Solo buys a ton of time. Turtle is able to just hit from a mile away because that's kind of what Jin does. And that ulti bought so much time for Griffin to be able to come down and keep them kind of beat down. So very well done.
Even with the counter engage you had. Oh my goodness, Solo. That is so much damage in that last team fight.
Wow. Yeah, Solo did a ton of damage. This is like really... This is like free for us. What the heck? Okay.
50-50 again. Weaver's always going to cut him off closer. Just has to get in and try and steal it. Who's going to grab it? Baron is on the table.
And Pobelter secures another Baron, and that was a really, really good flank by Someday. We lose 2? I don't think we should lose any more. Oh! Turtle does so much damage. Holy cow. So again, we traded evenly and got the Baron. That's just wild. And this sets us up really well. This is second Baron. We should be able to push things in, get things in control for us, and force 100 Thieves into a desperation play for the 4th dragon.
Kind of be the same where you don't really know who's won or lost these fights. They picked Pobelter right away. Didn't get to use many of his spell rotations, but then the rest of the team still has enough damage in the tank.
So that, yeah, that's mid tower.
You can see at 15 minutes the game flipped and CLG started having a gold lead. Now it's 37 minutes.
Oh, this should be a dead Huhi.
But nobody has the Ocean Soul.
Hey! Griffin finally hit his frickin' W. That's wild. I don't think I've seen him do that all game.
I hadn't seen Talia with Rel before, so we didn't really know what their synergies were. But before we do that, let's see Pobelter get deleted once again from a control ward, right? Instantly gets popped.
Yeah, but it was long enough that he was able to drop his ult and deal enough damage for Turtle to really finish him up.
Auto attack Q.
Wow.
Kai'Sa's life.
You know what I think it is? Because I just saw FBI in that replay dodge an RW with a Gale Force activation. That was sweet.
Wow.
I think it's just like hit him with everything that aren't the skill shots and he does.
Oh, that is a huge whiff.
But you can't really dodge Jin stuff.
That's how Skarner won World Championship teams with Skarner. It's like, how he dodges everything. All right, pick Skarner. Good luck.
We got him. All right, well, 100 Thieves getting pushed in here by the Red Bull Baron foul.
Yeah.
CLG continuing to
and this should clear that mid wave. Or that mid tower. And then
impressive win against 100 Thieves. They can pick it up here. They are going to crack mid inhib. Always a good first step into finishing off that Nexus.
Cracking mid inhib. We've got a minute 20 till the dragon. So that top tower should fall.
You need to be very careful around the CLG character. It feels like it's good small threats on the CLG side.
I don't think there should be any need for us to reset. Oh no. It was onto the 2 tanky members. They can reset. And like they shouldn't necessarily need to because we have 3 Ocean Drakes. But like refilling control boards and whatnot wouldn't be bad.
By the Jin or the Kai'Sa from either team. So it's not only the plan to dive them, but also look for the opportunities to maybe just pull back and see if somebody else overextends, as we've seen Rels or sets really push a little bit too far up.
That top tower didn't go down, but it took a lot of damage because there were like 3 stacked up waves.
In the game where the damage is so darn high.
I mean, also credit to Demonte, like, he is trying to shield his carries, and he's doing a very good job supporting this team while still outputting damage in CC,
But Pobelter has hit that point where his damage just nukes people.
Solo going to be the target, perhaps. No, doesn't get grabbed, but he's going to get snared up instead by Turtle. And again, Huhi just cannot tank this.
Yeah. We do too much damage at this point, and we should just instantly burn this down.
Griffin, they're just going to concede the soul, and they concede because of that initial chunk.
Wow. No. Our healing is absurd.
Without that Ocean Soul, but it is a lot harder now. And
honestly, Solo should have gone Spirit Visage instead of Force of Nature because of the extra healing. Griffin? Yeah, you good? Okay, apparently you are. Belter?
Critical pick off there for 100 Thieves' solo. Almost going mega, but
wow, that was just real bad.
100 Thieves, so Demonte is chasing. The Belter down makes team fighting tough
Like,
for CLG.
You didn't need to overextend for FBI. You just could have killed Someday and
objective dance because his spawn
taken the huge advantage, but he decided to ignore the Renekton who can just burst you down.
For this next fight, because the control wars will kind of tell us what
And
kind of
yeah, that puts you in a tricky spot for Baron.
We have two. One from the supports and the junglers. There's really nothing on the CLG side, and when you have fewer wards than you'd ideally like, that's when you end up having more of these.
That Jin 4th shot just did 1800.
Well, there's just no
that's absurd.
You group up in the mid lane, you stay in group, then you move as a
Did you get a pick?
It's the safest way to move around when everything is dark.
Good W.
Maybe. Okay, nope.
Solo. CLG were trying to line up a play onto Someday who was.
Yeah, you know, you could have just killed Someday earlier when you had the free opportunity to, but instead you decided nah.
That one spawns, but Baron is the more important objective at this point. 15 seconds until that one is up. 100 Thieves are yet to secure a Baron in this game, although they've tried to make it close. I think the 50-50 is not what they want to be. Oh, Solo actually may be picked off here.
No.
With a very nice angle, but Solo does manage to leap away.
So we are really in the dark.
If he was Mininar, I think he would have flash suplexed him into the team. They would have popped him right away, despite him being a very tanky Gnar build.
CLG also walking into the other side. Oh, their Solo
okay, there's the suplex, but it didn't do much.
Get anything except Belter's ulti, which is actually pretty good. In fact, Jin ulti as well will also be committed by Wild Turtle.
Yeah, I mean, the Belter.
Galloping towards Kai'Sa.
The Belter ult and the set ult are probably pretty similar values, but the Victor ult, I'm pretty sure is on a much lower cooldown. Yeah, it's on a much shorter cooldown. So it should be back up by the time there's any sort of fight around this Baron, while the set ult won't be. So that'll be an advantage for CLG.
One has to overextend to actually get in range of popping the other, and it's just not worth it right now because you see how quickly Huhi or even someone
this Lilia has been basically a non-factor except for those early ganks bot lane.
Closer continuing to chuck ease over the walls. Did get a
but dang, this game is lasting well over twice as long as I expected it to.
No real way to engage in except with Kai'Sa moving in there. Oh goodness, I cannot believe Smoothie got away there. But was in the grace period for the recall, so does live, although not around this Baron, and they know that, so that's going to give 100 Thieves time to maybe start the objective. At least they clear out.
Well, they probably won't start it, but they can clear out the vision. Oh no, they're starting it. Do we have any sort of way to get vision?
They have to go in.
Yeah, this
is this just gone?
Kind of the opposite of the situation. In fact, the Baron is dead there. Closure able to smite
yeah, that's gone. That's that's huge by Solo. Huge combination. Yeah, that's just game.
They finally find the wall to line things up, and Someday's going to be the only one left alive.
And right there, that should be enough to get the kill. And we just walk down mid and win the game. That's
as they'll take down 100
Baron for the game.
Okay, we won.
Classic trade of the LCS here. 100 Thieves.
Let's go.
Ace clean.
I'm so confused.
Carries got deleted by Solo with a huge.
It seemed like
we.
It took less. It took 24 hours for us to start to get our shit together.
Setup was all CLG.
All right. Well, this was a very pleasant surprise. I guess I just have to go into the go in with the expectation that we're gonna be absolutely yes. Good game, boys.
We know nothing because it's just upsets left, right, and